Welcome to the cheeky bonus. Let's carry on from where we left off. Enjoy.
Welcome back for the second half of our conversation. We discuss our favourite decade of movies and top 3 directors, and then we descend a chat about bad fashion, cat bums, a spider named Keith. Enjoy the mayhem.
We played the CD for the very first, we'd never heard it before, and we're like, and it's got the clap moment, but it wasn't a thing at the time. It was just part of the song. So we were like, what's that? Rewind.
Yeah,
We played the album, I think 3 times, then or 2 or 3 times. Then we arrived in Brighton, and then we played it the entire time we're in Brighton, because that was the only. Back then, you didn't have the internet. It was just.
Can we also bring up the other photo where I'm wrapped around in toilet paper, and then someone decided to set that toilet paper on fire?
Didn't you put it down your trousers as well?
I think Hutchie set it on fire.
I remember you putting it down your trousers and setting it on fire.
That's us 3.
Yeah. I love
Brilliant.
that. Like,
Look at
how
that.
bored were we growing up in Andover that we did all these things to amuse ourselves?
But again, I think we mentioned.
Was that the trout farm?
Trout farm? Yeah.
I thought it was at
Chris's and Leggy's.
I
No, that was
swear
Chris's
you
and
set fire to
Leggy's.
yourself at Kev's house. You must have just done it twice.
Possibly. Yeah.
I have a memory of like it was your pubes. You set fire to the.
That probably happened quite a lot, yeah.
Yeah. But isn't it so great that we grew up in an age where like mobile phones weren't a thing? Like
Yeah, we just had to set fire to each other. It was brilliant.
all those photos were a physical camera,
Yeah.
a digital camera.
We literally lived like jackass. Like we just did really stupid stuff to.
Except none of it was recorded.
Yeah.
If it was, we'd have some serious material.
Yeah.
Now we
video
talk
was
about
an
it on the
option.
podcast.
I just thought it was lovely. But I still remember. Oh yeah. Paul was definitely there because I was on the beach with Paul.
Oh yeah.
But that was a great time. My
It was like the Water Puffs photo,
Oh, I love that. That was fun.
where I had the Nine Inch Nails tail on my head.
I was going to say PC
That
Patrol.
actually didn't come off for 4 days. I had to go to work for 2 days with it on my head.
Is it still there? Yeah, there we go. Zoomed in.
Yeah.
Or like when you did a photography project in London and asked people to get in their pants, and we were all walking through London in our underwear, and then everyone in the George just became a thing.
Just James, you were there. You weren't in your pants, but you were
Oh,
there.
I came to London, yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember Jug came and he wasn't in his pants at first, and then he got more
And
encouraged.
everyone got in their pants.
Remember the clown night when we were all dressed like clowns?
Oh, I remember that for no apparent reason.
For no reason. It was Jug's birthday. There was no reason why we were dressed like clowns.
Didn't we do the underwear thing in London twice? Or was it just once?
I think maybe that was you alone. That was definitely
Me on my own, taking selfies. Because I remember
on the line.
because there's a time I remember wearing Weatherspoons in like by Tottenham Court Road, and we decided to get in our pants whilst we're sat there eating food, and we got told to leave because the
What was
police
it, the metal bar?
the police were coming. Yeah, we ended up there, but we went for like food at lunchtime, and we'd started to do it there, and we got told off because they were told the
This
police
was
were
before the
coming.
days of flash mobs. There was just a random 20 people all walking around in there.
Yeah, because that was Intrepid Fox,
Yeah.
which was in like right by Tottenham Court Road, a centre point, and that was unreal because
And that was when the Astoria was a thing. So that was the key thing of Tottenham Court Road, the Astoria.
eyelids. It wasn't even a weird thing. We were just doing it. We were just wandering around, and I wasn't because I'm too bashful and I had the camera. So
I mean, you could have looked like a really weird perv. Like you're like, oh, I'm going to get all my friends.
Yeah.
But
Could have.
it
Definitely
wasn't.
did.
It
we
was
just all had like Jack and Coke, and we're playing on the jukebox,
Yeah.
and all these like old school metalers were sitting there going, "Yep," just like a normal
We're just
day.
like, oh, hi, we're all in our underwear today. Do you want to join us?
Oh, and it's in Soho, right by the oh God, what street was it? But anyway, in Soho, Madame Jojo's, if you remember that place, which was the drag bar.
Oh, yeah.
We had that.
Yep.
And there's Hutchie and Paul in there as well, and Shed's there as well. But that was a great evening. That was mental, and we got the drag queens were loving it, and they wanted to get a photo with us as well. Brilliant.
Things we did to amuse ourselves. Hey?
But like you said, the funny thing is, like we took an hour train to go back to Andover, and then we went straight to the George, and no one said anything.
Carried it on.
You guys just did it again. Like, it wasn't planned to do it again. Like, we'd finished, we got on the train, got in there, and you're like, used to it, I've been doing it all day, and everyone just went for it. Brilliant.
Funny times.
Shall we talk about movies?
Yeah,
Maybe.
let's talk about
Because
movies.
apparently it's a movie podcast.
Okay.
Go on, Kate. Tell us about the movie you watched.
I did lots of research in preparation for this very serious podcast.
Did you really?
No, but should I? I wasn't given instructions. Like I did tell you, I did warn you, I'm not very good guest for this. I'm a bit rubbish for this podcast. I'm sorry, I'm not interesting like your very interesting horror person and stuff. And I don't even go to cinema much. I'm sorry, because it's really expensive in Switzerland. So more or less just watch Netflix if I'm really
How much is a cinema ticket in Switzerland?
like 20 quid.
Oof. I pay 16 quid a month and can go as much as I
But
want.
20 quid for a cinema ticket. $7.99 down here.
It's probably going to be like 25 for IMAX and shit like that as well. That's a lot.
Oh, fuck the cinema. Like, what have you seen on Prime on Netflix?
No, I don't want the cinema to die out. I mean, that is sad.
What was the last film you did watch, though?
In a cinema, God.
Ace
No.
Ventura.
At home. At home.
At home.
Manual in Space.
It was actually. I wish it was.
If gravity didn't mean a thing to
I'm
you.
being a shit guest right now. I can't even remember a film I've watched.
All our guests are shit, it's fine.
All right. Here's a
The
different
presenters are
question.
pretty crap as well, so I don't worry
Should
about
we
it.
make it easier? Kate, think of a film.
Interstellar.
Got-
That's a film.
Oh, great movie.
I love
McConaughey.
that film. That's a film I like. American History X is a film I like.
Brilliant. Also, American History X has one of the biggest fails of any movie at the end. And Kev's heard it a million times.
Oh yeah, you said yeah.
Wait.
Throws the
Let's see if-
paper in the air. But brilliant film. I rewatched it the other day, actually. It's really good.
It's a really good film.
possibly
Such a good film.
one of the most disturbing scenes in any film ever.
Superb.
Zoolander's a good film. I like
Zoolander, yes.
the classic. God, this is not going well. We're talking about film. How about I interview you?
I'm waiting to hear. Right, what's your favorite genre of films? Would you, if
I like a kind of suspense thriller with a twist, like like something like Seven, that's like got lots of twists
The
and turns.
Long
That's
Legs
why I
would
had
be
the
up your
question
street.
about films with a twist, because I love a film with a twist.
And you haven't seen
something
usual,
that makes you think. Like,
The Usual Suspects. You need to see that.
okay, I need to see that then.
It's on Prime. It's one of the greatest. Kev, you'll agree. Greatest twist of all time.
well, if
I
you
love
like
films
things-
that make you think afterwards. You're still processing it when it's finished. Like those.
The first time I watched Usual Suspects, after I was like, oh my god damn.
So
I've
you
watched
like
that
a
film
bit-
maybe 50 times, and it
But I
still
think-
baffles me every time.
I think it can't baffle you.
Is it like
Yeah.
there's things you pick up and you're like, oh.
I've got a question for you both about films. What do you think, that films now are losing that was good before? For
I
me,
can tell you the
I would
answer
say
to that.
for me personally, it would be I used to love 80s films when they had really real special effects. When you're talking about Labyrinth and stuff like
Practical
that.
effects. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you the answer
What
to
do you
that.
think?
And
Okay.
Matt Damon did an interview a year or two ago, and he said the reason why you're never going to get another great film, he said you're never going to get another Reservoir Dogs, you'll never get another Pulp Fiction, because there's no aftermarket in movies anymore. So
Yeah, they make
Reservoir
one on
Dogs
DVD
or
set.
Pulp Fiction flopped at the box office, but they made their money from obviously video sales and whatever. So when companies now or studios now making these movies, they have to pile them with The Rock, all these super mega stars to get people there,
True.
and then it's an average movie. And the flip side is the turnaround from a movie in the 90s to going on Blockbuster was maybe a year, then to buy it was another 6 months. But the turnaround now, you see a film at the cinema, within 2 months you can buy it on Prime.
That's the thing,
But
though. I think that movies have lost their charm in that sense.
yeah, the problem is the studios can't take the risk of losing money now. Like, they won't do another Reservoir Dogs, which is like, you know,
You don't
pretty
get like
sketchy film,
some
because they can't
good
risk
films.
people not going to see it.
Yeah, true. Because sometimes you do see a really good film now, and it's not a well-known actor, and it's really, really good. But you're
It's
right.
just really rare, isn't it? I mean, when was the last time you saw a really good film with not a well-known actor in it?
Not that often. And then sometimes you
Doesn't
almost
happen, does it?
and then you also play into it yourself. You watch it and you're like, oh, I don't know these people. When's someone I know going to come on? And you sort of like get indoctrinated into that kind of mindset, I think.
Yeah, you look at like you just get these people like up and coming, like Jim Carrey,
Sorry, it's so loud here. Sorry.
or like Jim Carrey and flipping Ace Ventura. No one had heard of him, and it was like, oh, just watch this film. It looks hilarious, but people don't take the risk on unknown actors now. They have to put that A-lister in there to drag people in. So they can't risk not doing well at the box office anymore.
I still remember watching Ace Ventura when it first came out, and he's kicking the UPS box down the street.
Oh, it's so funny.
And it was never seen something like that before. It was hilarious. But yeah, to go to like films that you can't do what we mentioned before was Beverly Hills Cop 4, which is new on Netflix last week. If you love 80s films, do you like Beverly Hills Cop? Have you seen the originals, Kate?
What, me?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen.
Oh, it's just perfect 80s movie. It's brand new. It's like 2024.
I love 80s movies. There's like some sort of charm about them that you can't get
Yeah.
back now, and I'm trying to work out what it is.
And
If you've seen the original
I think
Beverly Hills Cops, you will love Axel F. It's so good.
But I think the 80s movies, the reason we like them is because they don't always make sense. They're just there for pure enjoyment.
Also, it's originality.
It's not.
There was no remakes in the 80s.
True.
Yeah.
No remakes in the 90s either.
But if you think about films like Terminator and stuff like that, like you just can't redo them now. They're just not. There's something about that time in those films.
The 80s and the 90s were originalities. The 90s definitely was all about crime. Like, all the films were crime. If you think about them, the Tarantinos, the Sevens,
I just had to
all
Google
that sort of
it.
stuff, all crime. Now it's all about special effects and superheroes.
Can anyone guess what year Terminator came out?
The first one, 82.
83.
I would not have got this right. It's the year of your birth, James.
84.
84. Can anyone guess the year of Terminator 2 Judgment Day?
88.
Okay. Any guesses?
No idea.
It's quite a long gap between a sequel. It's 1991. And the weird thing is,
Had the CGI, didn't they?
right, I watched Terminator 2 Judgment Day when it came out because my mum rented it for us to watch. I would have been 8. That seems quite young to watch Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Bearing in mind, I'll have definitely have seen the first one to watch the sequel. So, but 8 years old, that's when I probably watched Commando and all those Schwarzenegger films and things.
It was
like
one
that.
of the early CGI films with Silver, though, wasn't it?
It's Terminator 2 is still one of the best sequels ever created.
It's amazing. I love
What's right, Kate? What's your favorite 80s movie?
Ooh.
Oh, there's only one for me.
Because that's a
I
lot.
feel like I should have thought this through because, like, when I'm put on the spot, I can't think.
Shall I just reel off random films?
Yeah.
And stop because there's like The Lost Boys. You got Dead Poets
That's
Society. You got Beetlejuice.
Well, Beetlejuice is it.
Twisters, The Goonies, Poltergeist, The Shining.
Twister's 90s.
The Shining's
Twister's mid-90s.
Shining's incredible. But
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Raiders of the Lost Ark, Scarface,
I would say Twister was like 1995 or something.
Top fucking Gun, Die Hard,
Die Hard's amazing.
Breakfast Club, Nightmare on Elm Street, Beverly Hills Cop, Stand By Me, Big Trouble in Little China. It depends if you want to go like down like the fun stuff or the really violent stuff.
But
It's quite-
Twister was mid-90s.
I would probably say
Oh, yeah,
maybe some
that
of the
was-
Terminator films are some of my favourite 80s films. But I've got a question for you both about films.
Yeah.
If you had to choose a genre for the best films and like obviously there's amazing films in all the different like decades. But like, would you say like 80s, 90s, 2000s, like, or earlier, or if you had to choose one, like
One genre.
no, I phrased that wrong. Sorry,
One decade.
decade for
90s, 100%. 90s,
Okay, why?
100%.
See, I think I'd go 80s, but the 90s.
I think I'd go 80s.
Yeah, the 90s had some good.
The 90s had some
stuff.
good twists. Oh yeah, 90s. I think you're right, Mandon. Actually, about
Because 90s have got, when things start improving, you get better.
Yeah, you got the kind of stuff. Seven, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, love it or hate it, don't care, sharp. Demolition Man, Ace Ventura, The Mask. You've got all the Will Smith films. You've got the Will Smith stuff, so Men in Black,
just looking now.
Bad Boys 1.
Casino, Devil's Advocate.
You ain't beating
Oh, that's what I watched the other day.
Absolutely no chance.
I haven't seen Devil's Advocate for ages.
First Matrix was 90s.
How does Devil's Advocate hold up today?
Brilliant. I watched it a couple of weeks ago with Charlize Theron.
It's got a lot of like kind of like on the nose stuff about kind of society today. That's probably me overanalyzing a bit, but it's kind of
Silence of the Lambs.
That's
Just
it.
throwing it in there, by the way.
I think when you watch some stuff like that as well, there's like
do you know what I watched?
uncomfortable parts.
I watched Contagion. That's so freakish. They talk about like, it coming from a bat. It generated in like China and Hong Kong.
Yes.
And they're talking about like and then there's a guy that doesn't believe in vaccines, and like it's like I was like, surely they knew about the pandemic when they were making this film. Like it's too close to it, and it's like a respiratory virus. And I was like, no, this is weird. Like, they must have known about COVID when they were making it. Like,
they've got to have known.
It's freakish. It's too similar.
It's Gwyneth Paltrow, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, and Matt Damon. Quality film though.
Yeah, but it's weird, don't you think that it's like everything in it is exactly how it turned out?
Yes, uncomfortably close.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't watch this. It's like someone knew everything that's going to happen. They made it into a film, and we're like, look, see, it's a bit weird.
That's it.
Embarrassing.
What did you think of Devil's Advocate though? Like irrelevant of James.
I'm so sorry about the noise in my background. God.
Oh, what's that?
It's like a load of 17-year-olds advertising the fact that they own a motorbike.
Oh, they're just like revving up, messing about.
Yeah, they're revving up the town. The chickens of anarchy are out. With a little puff picture.
I love that because it's the ones with the fluffy feet and the fluffy heads.
It's the Polish chickens. Yeah.
Anyway,
what are we talking about?
Devil's Advocate.
Oh yeah. I know, it's good. It's good. I love a Keanu film.
Keanu's been in like more classics than people could care to admit, because I don't think a lot of people think he's that as amazing as he is, because he's quite subdued about a lot of things, or he's a bit simple about stuff. But he's been in some of the best films ever. Like what's the James? You'll know what's the.
I'm trying to get in, but it says host will be here soon.
You're here.
Can you tell me your top 3 actors? Not being sexist.
Top 3 actors? Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
Really?
Absolutely. Christian Bale.
Christian Bale's in mine.
And
That's a different.
Joe, I hate to say it. This would be controversial.
Ooh,
Jared Leto.
Edward Norton's amazing.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
Not in great films, but great actor in not great films.
And I'll back up my thing before I logged out with the 90s stuff. The 90s was the crime. You got Along Came a Spider, Kiss the Girls, like all these different crime things. Seven, Armageddon, another amazing movie.
You think about the best actors, and it is really tricky because there's so many different genres. And like, I just Googled top actors, and
then you say Jim. You go the other end of the thing. You go Jim Carrey, Eddie Murphy.
20 of them, and I agree with everyone. So how do you pick 3? Because you got like Denzel Washington, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino.
Things like with actors, you go with one or two things. You go with people that are themselves that are in movies. Like, let's be honest, The Rock is The Rock in any movie he is.
Nobody's
Yeah.
picking him though. That's not a
I'm
conversation.
just saying, Kevin Hart is just Kevin Hart in random movies.
But you can also pick
Whereas-
Tom Cruise because he's
Because Will Smith is a bit like Will Smith.
Yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
But then you can pick
Will
someone
Smith is
like.
great doing his thing, but he's not the greatest.
But then you can pick like Christian Bale, who's
Christian
a
Bale.
completely different
Edward
person every movie he's in.
I think
So
that's
it's
the
like,
telltale
are they
sign. Someone can
entertaining or are they
change.
great?
Yeah.
What it was
When they're
it was
versatile in different roles, I think.
Yeah.
that makes
Versatility, yeah. Like The Rock is just The Rock. He can't act. He can read lines. And he's him. Like Kevin Hart can't act. Like he's just himself reading lines, doing his thing. Like he's good at it, what he does, but he's not like a actor, is he? For me, an actor needs to act like a different person.
Well, it's like my cousin said, Michael, who was guest on. What episode was he guest on?
No, two.
I enjoyed when you had your cousin on. He was a good guest, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
I loved all your violence stories as well.
yeah. So Michael was on episode 36, and he said Heath Ledger, because he was overhyped before he watched The Dark Knight, so he went in cynical, and when he watched it, he couldn't see Heath Ledger. He was, and I know it's a cliche response, but you don't see Heath Ledger because Heath Ledger's like a funny, charming, he does lots of rom-coms and some serious bits here and there, but he doesn't do Dark Knight.
His performance in Dark Knight is just biblical.
Right. Even if he didn't die, I'm pretty sure we'd still be talking about
Turning
it.
the volume down. So.
But I think Jared Leto gets underplayed for his role he plays the Joker in that Batman.
Yeah,
Do you know, I haven't seen him in that.
he's not great in it because of the editing. They fucked him.
He did a lot of weird stuff, though, didn't he? He was like sending like switchblades and dead animals to the cast, and he was doing like. Do you know about it, Kate?
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of his films.
He was basically sending dead animals, switchblades, death threats, all this to the cast, and he was like, Will Smith hated him apparently.
And he gets into it like a little bit too much.
He very rarely does a film. When he does, it's like
The
we're going hard in the paint.
if you want to see something with Jared Leto in it, the two main films to see are
Requiem for a
Dream in the
Requiem
year
for a Dream's
2000.
amazing.
So that's Jared Leto. And Dallas Buyers Club, which he won the Oscar for in 2013. And he
Memento
plays like,
is a good film. That's not
Yep.
just popped into my head.
that's just
Just saying good films. Top Gun's good.
Yeah.
Not got Jared Leto in, but it's good.
Is he one of those actors then that's done? He's amazing, but he hasn't really sort of.
He just does what he wants. Like he's not acting's not his main thing. Like he's already a gajillionaire through his band.
Jared Leto disappears. He's not someone you go, oh, there's Jared Leto. It's like you've watched the film and you go, oh, was that Jared Leto? Like he disappears. Like he does Christian Bale stuff.
He's not doing it for the fame and the money.
Have you heard
He's
his
doing it
band,
for the
30
passion.
Seconds to Mars?
Yeah, I love 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah, I went to see him like 2 weeks ago with Drew.
I've seen that like videos of them live when he like jumps off stuff.
Honestly, there is very few bands better than that on the planet Earth. Like me and Drew, he came literally like within 6 feet of us because him and his brother walked through the crowd and they were like 6 feet ahead of us because we were sat in the front row. They came up into the crowds and they were like 6 foot again away from us. It was amazing.
Puts on a good show, huh?
Oh,
I saw
so
he did
good.
like a thing where he walked through the streets recently as well and just started singing.
Yeah.
songs.
He starts playing songs.
Yeah.
He's just a normal bloke.
He's been doing that every place he went to. He was doing something, wasn't he?
But the fact he's 52 years old and looks like he's 22 is insane.
But I love that he gets like that into it and puts on that much of a show. Not enough artists do that.
It just makes no sense that how he's like 50 something years old.
He's a
he
movie
looks
star.
miles
He's got
better
access
than you
to
and me.
money and surgery. And both.
You maybe, Kev, not me.
No one wears a grey vest like you.
Shut up, Kev.
I won't mention what they used to call those type of vests. What the name was. It's not politically correct.
Did you beat anyone?
No one loves me, so I ain't got a wife.
You look like you should have a Stella can, especially with a trucker hat as well.
Well, at least you're wearing trousers. That's a bonus.
He's got the money shorts.
Oh, sure.
Oh, the money shots.
At least you're not in your underwear. In your white ones, your tighty whities.
It's
Yeah.
the same size.
Oh, now a train. It's very. I can't go
A
in.
train.
Yeah, it's
Well, it all go on.
But another one as well, like from the greatest actors, is like Brad Pitt. I think Brad
Brad
Pitt's
Pitt
come
is
into
good.
his own recently.
That
He was
Tokyo
kind of-
train, whatever it's called.
Yeah, have you seen the new trailer for F1? He's got a brand new film. It's $300 million. It's the most expensive film ever made. It's basically Top Gun in Formula One cars. And the trailer came
I
out.
think they'll make that back though. when you
How
go.
good is Bullet Train?
No, we're not talking about Bullet Train. What?
No, I'm saying Brad Pitt. Like, Bullet Train is so good.
Yeah,
I've never
that's
seen
good.
Bullet Train.
What did you
Brad
say?
Pitt is
Kate?
in some really good films though.
Yeah, very good films.
Very
And he's funny. I think recently
Fight
he's done
Club.
loads of stuff that's funny.
I know it's cliche, but I love that film.
Which one?
I mean, it's cliche to say because everyone loves that film. But Fight Club.
What film?
Fight Club.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Have you like we mentioned the other day, you know, with Fight Club, you know, the stunt people that were playing
Yeah.
Brad Pitt in that, they're the guys that made he was a stunt guy for Brad Pitt in loads of films, then he became a director and he directed Fall Guy, that new film with Ryan Gosling. I think you'd like that. It's good fun. It's comical and loads of like stunty special effects. It's brilliant. But yeah, Brad Pitt's been in tons of good stuff. You seen like 12 Monkeys and stuff?
Oh yeah,
But
that's an amazing
Bullet Train
film.
is well worth watching. It's so
Okay.
funny.
James wants you to watch Bullet Train.
I got it.
It's
I got it.
brilliant.
And Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, go watch Spider-Verse.
Bullet Train's
And
on
Emmanuel
Netflix.
Bonamy in space.
Yes.
Don't want to watch that.
What would you do if I was like, oh, I've just got a new boyfriend, and I went around the corner and it was like Emmanuel Bonamy?
I'd get a taxi immediately to your location.
Yeah, we'd lose
Yeah,
our
that's
shit.
because you did a sex tape with
Correct.
He wants round two.
him.
Where's that lobster?
I am interested the fact that Emmanuel Bonamy, sorry, off topic again, but
No.
that he is an enigma. Like, how can you be in several films and not have your date of birth anywhere? Or, like,
Not be on Wikipedia.
yeah. And
Even
he, like,
Drew's
just
on
like a
that.
generic-
Drew Horner, who's a douche, who's not even on this podcast right now. Drew. You little shit.
I'm just going to Emmanuel Bonamy's
I'm Drew.
Wikipedia.
It doesn't exist. Go on, it doesn't exist.
Do you want me to read out his Wikipedia?
Oh,
Early
it says
life.
his birthday may be between these days.
All right, here's his early life. It's one sentence. Bonamy, they're not even calling Emmanuel. So Bonamy was living in London prior to his first dubbings, but also in Turkey and Ukraine in his life. That's not
What does that even mean?
That's not even real grammar.
That's like the instructions when you buy like a calculator from Japan.
Does that mean good friend?
Yeah, good friend. Bon, good friend.
Emmanuel,
I mean,
good friend.
yeah.
Doesn't even make any sense.
He got friend zone really bad when he was younger.
He was a voice actor for Metal Gear Solid back in 1997, 2004.
What?
Did he do that noise thing?
No voice actor, Kev, not a noise actor.
Franchise did not receive dubs. Well, that's what dubbing means. It means voice dubs for things. Oh my god. Oh my god. Actor, 2005 to present.
So when you find out Emmanuel Bonamy played Kurt Russell in Escape from LA.
He's in my top 3 actors, by the way, Emmanuel Bonamy.
He's my number one.
My number one. It's my number one lover.
He was in the
He's
Golden
got a lot of
Compass. The Golden Compass was a big film.
Oh, that really big film, yeah. Golden Compass, yeah, I've seen that, yeah. Brilliant. The fuck is a Golden Compass?
That was that. I don't know.
It was a big film, I don't actually know what it is. It was like a channel, it was like an ITV exclusive.
No, it's for like kids. It was like a big thing.
Turns out it was an episode of Hollyoaks he was in or something.
With your podcast, you give each other homework.
No.
Some things with James, it's just me and Drew do some things, and James comments later. I try and
Yeah.
watch cinema occasionally, but it's not. I've got
Do you have
zero
like a
time.
little agenda and then
Yeah, we do. And then we never pay any attention to it.
Basically.
So Kevin would give Kev, have you got a list there, Kev? With your tiny little handwriting. Look at his ridiculous handwriting. Look how small that is. That's like some Blair Witch shit, isn't it? Look.
But James is going to have to be a big boy soon because Drew is moving to Brighton. So James is going to have to go to the cinema on his own or find a friend that likes cinema because Drew won't take you anymore.
Oh, you have to find cinema friend.
Yes. Oh, because Drew's moving to obviously Brighton. Drew's moving not a million miles. He's more towards Hove, but
Oh, nice.
you know the 360 tower thing.
Yeah. Why is he moving there? Like,
And-
because he's looking for work. Because he just won't work there. Is he still doing?
He's switching governments.
Going to the Green Party. Well,
Is that
probably
what he's looking
to
for?
get into it on the podcast, but yeah, he's that's where he wants to go, and I'm very jealous because that's a very cool place of the world.
It's awesome city.
So yeah, he's moving there with his wife, and they found a place, and I think they're moving in the next month or so. But it's near I don't know where the Hove Brighton cutoff is, but it's on the cusp of both. But it looks like a great location, So
And where is he tonight? Why am I his stand-in? What's he doing? What's his excuse? Did he not do his homework?
you're meant to be the fourth guest, but yeah,
He's probably at home watching Emmerdale right now.
Hollyoaks.
he might be home. Yeah, he might be home. He did a book signing.
Oh, cool. Well, good for him.
So the photos. Did I show you the photo? I can't remember. Where is he? Yeah, he's sitting in a room with a pile of books at the moment.
Oh, he's like a proper professional grown-up, isn't he? Like,
Almost.
oh no.
Looks like he's in the services, ready to sell some mince pies.
He looks a bit like the Ricky Gervais photo.
We're not taking the piss, Drew. We all love you.
We love you, Drew, but
'Cause he
if
actually
we're your
does
friends, we
listen.
have to take the piss.
Yeah, he
It's the
does
law.
listen back to these podcasts, although James doesn't.
I don't. They're rubbish.
I won't be listening to this. I don't want to hear my own.
Not worth it.
You have to listen.
I sometimes like to and it's not offensive podcast. I love your podcast. You know, I listen. I listen when I'm awake, but I also sometimes like to sleep. And I feel like I'm like back in the old days. I'm like at a party and you're all there, but I'm just kind of falling asleep on the sofa, and it's quite nice. It's like, oh, everyone's talking, but I'm just going to go to sleep now.
That's quite common, wasn't it?
I do listen awake. I look forward to every Monday and Thursday. I'm a big,
Thank you.
Glad someone does.
yeah.
But like,
I'd
that's-
recommend people not to listen.
You wear the hat, but you're not a good what's the word? Advertisement, are you there? London.
Yeah, no, I mean, looking out for other people's mental health. Like, you don't want to listen to this shit, do you? It's other things to do. There's a window over there we just jump out of. Like, I'm done with it.
Oh, I've just seen as well.
Shrek 5.
Yeah,
Mike Myers is back.
Shrek 5.
I wish he'd stop doing that and just making new Austin Powers.
That's in the works.
So I'm sorry, Austin Powers are some of the greatest movies of all time. That scene where he's reversing that stupid little truck in the corridor and he's like,
There's so many stupid jokes in that film. I love it.
honestly, one of the greatest movie sets ever. I mean, you've got Kristen Stewart being like, orange sherbet. Like, it's the only thing he's done since bloody Robin Hood. But Austin Powers movies are amazing. Mike Myers should be doing them. Purely them.
I did watch all three like less than a year ago, and I was expecting to be like offended or to be terrible now, but nah, they're still.
I mean, there's a few jokes that wouldn't land in like a kind of, I wouldn't say necessarily woke, but like modern society, right?
Yeah,
Probably wouldn't go down so well, but definitely.
Yeah, I don't think they're
So
massively offensive, but they're probably a little bit maybe too sexualized sometimes or too derogatory towards women. But in the tongue-in-cheek element, I think it.
Like, you know that scene where he's getting stuff out of the bag
Oh yeah, with his shadow.
and the people see the shadow of the tent?
Yeah,
It's
right,
like
right.
putting on stuff.
So funny.
I think the names of the women were probably a little bit on the nose. I can't remember the names, but they were quite offensive. I think.
I
Definitely.
think the whole mini-me thing wouldn't go down well now.
That no mini-me would not try to lick Mr. Bigglesworth. And Vern Troyer's dead, so R.I.P.
Oh,
I'm
no,
pretty sure he
Austin
is.
Powers is up there. Oh yeah.
The
Okay.
nominee me would not try to lick Mr. Bigglesworth.
What was your decade of films that you think is the best? London gave his answer.
I think I'd go for 80s. I think I'd go.
Nah, you suck, Kev. You don't know shit.
I love 90s. 90s would be second. And I think the 2020s are the third. Because I think films in the last 4 years onwards are exceptional. It's probably the best time of films since the 90s. The
I
rest
would
of-
say there's a handful of 80s films, but a truckload of 90s films
I think
that
you're right
paved the
about
way.
90s. There's so many good films in the 90s, and I think in all genres.
yeah.
Like there's
90s
really
was
good
like
horrors,
big
there's really good comedies,
explosions. Yeah.
really good thrillers.
I think
Great
the 90s
sequels
they
as well.
finally got a budget in the 90s, so they went mental and did big explosions, crazy stuff, outlandish ideas that in the 90s in the 80s they could only dream about doing. But the
I
the
do love
80s had
some like 80s horror though. Like, you know what's that one with like the pinhead guy in?
Oh, Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
Yeah, I really love that. Even though it's
Well,
really
you
good.
know, the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
That was Johnny Depp's first movie.
Really?
Yeah, first film we ever went in.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Well, you already mentioned an 80s horror original, which was Evil Dead. That was 80s.
Oh yeah, I like it when they have that kind of weird, like over the top fake special effects. Like there's just some sort of charm to them. I love it.
Yeah, they're all.
But I think the 90s win. The 90s just absolutely smash it out of the
I
ballpark.
think
With comedy and crime, there's like
comedy.
nothing that compares. Also got Blade.
No, wait. I think with the 80s has got the charm and it's got the uniqueness and the nostalgia and the kind of fun element.
I guess you had Ghostbusters,
Wait. The 90s.
Gremlins.
The 90s are bigger effects and probably take themselves a little bit too seriously. So I think 60% are amazing and 40% miss the mark and are really bad. Like a bad 90s film is horrendous. A bad 80s film is still charming.
True.
But Tarantino was all about the 90s.
Yeah.
No, Tarantino was.
I think you're right. There was so many good 90s films.
Like
Yeah.
Reservoir, Pulp
Good
Fiction,
decade.
all that was all 90s.
On one director. Yeah, one of my favorite films is like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, which was 92 and 94. But that doesn't mean it was the best era just because of that. James, why are
Seven,
you seeing up your nose?
Okay, I've got a
Seven,
question
Along
again.
Came a Spider.
Sorry.
The crime ones. I think 90s wins.
Top 3 movie directors.
Oh,
Oh. Scorsese?
yeah. Spielberg. And
I would have said Yorgos Lanthimos just purely from Poor Things recently, but Kinds of Kindness, thank you for voicing our episode last week, Thursday. Kinds of Kindness was really bad.
Who was it?
Yeah, it was entertaining and weird, but it was bad. But I'd say Scorsese, Tarantino, Kubrick.
Oh, Kubrick.
What would you go?
Who's the guy that did Dark Knight and all those films?
Nolan.
Christopher Nolan.
Nolan would be in mine.
Yeah, that would 100% be Drew's pick. So thank you for being.
I
Drew.
don't think you'll both agree, but I really like Sophie Coppola's films.
Yeah. Oh, did you see Priscilla,
No,
the new one?
but I like a lot of films she's done. I like her. She's got a very kind of like outsider point of view. Like you're like watching it from afar kind of thing. Hard to describe what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I think she's done loads of great stuff.
She did Lost in Translation.
Yes.
And did she do Saltburn? Or was that someone else?
No. Who did Saltburn again?
She did a few films recently.
Saltburn
Did
was.
she do Virgin Suicides? Was that?
Did you watch Barbie?
Yes, she did
Right,
Barbie, right?
You know, no, she didn't do Barbie, but you know, pregnant Barbie, Midge, the one they're ashamed of.
Yeah.
She's in a fenced-off little area. It's like there's Midge, and then they move on. She is the director of Saltburn. That woman,
For me, Tim Burton's up there.
Emerald.
Tim Burton. Oh my god, how did I not even do that?
Emerald Fennell. That was the director. Oh, just showed you a blank screen. Emerald Fennell. That was the director of Saltburn. Did you like Saltburn?
I did.
Yeah, loved it.
I
Loved it.
There's a few scenes that were really hard to watch though, like the bathtub
Yeah, it was disgusting.
and the
but
grave. But I thought it was a good film.
I
thought it was quite entertaining.
I thought it was a masterpiece, and it is
I really
disgusting and it
enjoyed
is
it.
weird, but I
But
think
I like adult weird films, so I really enjoyed it.
yeah, because there's so many arty films that are just arty, and this is an arty film that actually says something about society, and it's
Exactly.
like early 2000s. It's
But
meant to be
sometimes they're
set-
just weird for the sake of weird, but this one was like you said something
Yeah.
about society.
it's like what's the film with Matt Damon and Jude Law? Anyone?
Not The Pursuit of Happiness. What's it called?
No, Matt Damon, Jude
I
Law.
want to go Captain America. Not Captain America. I want to go, what's
Not a
the
film.
South Park one?
No,
Team America. But that's not them, is it?
Not the one where he's like super intelligent.
yeah, no. Everyone's screaming now. No, Jude Law. Why is my brain not working?
Oh, is it the one with the angels?
Oh my god. No.
Oh, the talented Mr. Ripley.
Bingo. Talented Mr. Ripley. Seen that one, Kate? Okay, so Saltburn is basically the same premise as that. And everyone that hated Saltburn goes, it's just talented Mr. Ripley, but not as good. But I think it's a whole different, it's the same story of like someone who doesn't have any money infiltrate someone with money to get their money, but it's done a completely different way. And Netflix have a new series called Ripley, which has got the sexy priest in it. Do you know what I mean?
Is it called Emmanuel? Born at me.
He's in space.
Filming a sex tape.
Do you know what
With his holy water capsules. Then he's just sticking in the Nespresso. Yeah.
I want some holy water, but it needs to be raspberry flavored.
Yeah.
Do you know what was I saying?
Sorry
Do you
about
know
my
what
phrase.
Emmanuel in space is?
Yeah, did you say holy water?
Yeah, that's what he's doing in space.
Bosh.
I'm still here on that Cape accent. Sorry, Kev, you're asking me a question.
I have no idea what I'm saying. Not a clue. Not a clue.
We were talking about directors, and it was on topic
Oh, yeah.
of films.
So you were saying Christopher Nolan. Who else? Sofia Coppola.
Ah, Tim Burton might be in there. It's a really hard one. I do like Tarantino too, but I don't think he's in my top three.
I'm trying to think. What does Sofia Coppola do? What was her main big films? Yeah, like you said, on the Rocks. That was basically Lost in Translation. Yeah, she did do The Virgin Suicides. You're right.
I just really like the way she films stuff. So what's your number one then, both of you? Your favourite director?
I would just say Tarantino because I think although like Scorsese's done like 30 films, I think Tarantino's are perfect. There's not a weak one. I watched all 9, technically 10, because Kill Bill 1 and 2. I watched all 10 a few months ago, and every single one was still perfect. Nothing annoyed me about it.
I like the violence in them. Is that a bit weird to say? But I like the violence in his films. I think that shouldn't say that.
The violence in the I'm not going to say the next word. I was going to slander your book there. But yeah, I think all of Tarantino's films are just perfect. So even though he's a little bit questionable in his personal life, a little bit, just purely on filmmaking, genius. What would be your number one?
For me, I'd have to think about that answer, but I want to know what Munden's number one is.
He's going to go...
What are you eating?
Onion rings.
My number one is Kevin Scullion for Safe.
Yeah, that is the classic. Harbinger.
What a film. Harbinger never got finished. Such a
What was the
disappointment.
one where you were like, it was like a war thing, and I remember Munden was like bleeding everywhere, and we were like in a ditch, and I came to see you all. And,
don't
it
That
was like-
prosthetics took so long to get off. It was ridiculous.
and then I just remember you were all like in an abandoned building and in a ditch after the day. Oh, it was quite fun those days when he used to make films. We should do it again.
Yeah, it was a bit straight. Drew's currently working on a couple of scripts at the moment. He's doing a vampire one. I don't know who's going to be in it, but
Cat butt.
do you like a bit of cat butt? There
Is
it
your
is.
cat star in it?
Kev's got a bit of full fire on again.
It's got a bit
She
of...
likes it when you blow up her bum. She says that. She likes it.
Can you stop like filleting your cat's anus on podcast?
Those words don't make sense. How can I fillet it?
Yeah, my favourite director, I would probably say Tim Burton.
But to go back to no one can fillet an anus.
No, that's true. What's the word then for? I just lick an anus.
Just
Can you stop licking a cat's butt?
there's no licking. There was no licking. There was
Blowing.
there was a gap.
Can you stop
Yeah.
putting your mouth towards cat anal regions?
I was giving a cat a gentle breeze to make her feel more.
It's a puss balloon.
Stimulated.
Just a puss balloon.
She's down there now, giving me evil. She's just looking.
Now she's floating like there's gravitas. Disgusting, Kev. Yeah, Tim Burton's my favourite director, I think.
I've
They should-
good choice.
All right. Okay.
Purely because I think my parents let me watch Beetlejuice when I was like 7 and it fucked me up. So that's why I'm how I am today.
And I'm well excited for Beetlejuice 2. Catherine O'Hara's back.
Have you
Everyone's
ever
back.
seen I went to an exhibition in Hong Kong of his artwork, and it's really cool. Like, he's an amazing artist as well. It's like does all these little drawings like about all the characters
Yeah.
in his films, and he writes little poems onto them, and he's like loads of sculptures and stuff. And it was just like he's got an amazing mind, Tim Burton. I'd love to
Like
look at
Nightmare Before Christmassy kind of things.
Yeah, and some were just like little creatures, like,
that-
and they're all quite dark. Like
That
draw like
picture-
little. I think there's one called like Nowhere Boy or something, and they're all like little. And his art's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a talented boy,
Hmm.
even if he does love Johnny Depp a bit too much.
I like
But-
that he uses the same actors and actresses in those films. I don't know why, but that pleases me.
Yeah, I mean, Helena Bonham Carter should be employed for everything because she's incredible.
Oh, I love her.
Even playing a
she's
normal
great, isn't
role, she's very good. But I love that photo you sent me the other day, or video, whatever it was, the like H. Geiger bar.
Oh, that bar in Switzerland that's like made by the artist. Yeah.
That was.
I
nuts.
went to that bar, right, and obviously the artist H.R. Geiger, he lived in like a random town in Switzerland, and it's like this really cool bar. It's like all the like alien. It's got like on the wall, it's got like loads of babies' heads, and all the walls looks like spinal columns, and you can sit in the chairs that are like alien. And then the art gallery, it's got like the original alien like figurines and all his art, and like the art is crazy, but it's quite dark. There's like a lot of things going into butts and stuff. And I just moved to Switzerland, and I love his art, and I wanted to go, and I just invited some people that were quite serious to come, and didn't know them that well, and I didn't know they would be like quite horrifically graphic. And then they came out and they had to leave because they were so offended, and they were like, "What's wrong with you? Why do you like this art?" he's a great artist.
I like that.
I mean, how do you explain to people who don't get it, like that this is cool, like, and they're just seeing you as a weird pervert, horror?
And
pervert.
it's like it's not just weird, like it's not just like dark, fucked up. Like,
Wait, did you say H.R. Geiger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him. I know.
Yeah, you know, he's the one that designed the Alien, and then he's got
Yeah.
like downstairs, he's got like this like massive table that's got like a kind of spinal column, and all the chairs look like the Alien, and you can't really sit on it because it's a sculpture, but there's all these chairs that look like kind of evil office chairs. It's really cool. Like, and all these sculptures that are like alien creatures, but yeah, a lot of it is things coming out of butts and mouths, and I mean, and then he talks about like his wife, and I just think, what was his wife like? Oh, darling, that's nice. What have you drawn there today? Oh, well, there's another thing coming out of a girl's butt. Oh, and a machine. Oh, a spider. There's a spider.
a real spider.
Yeah,
Uh,
not in the Spider-Verse, but it's
Do you-
dead. But I don't like it.
do you have like weirder spiders over there in Switzerland?
Yeah, they carry these little knives with toothpicks in.
No. I once had a huntsman spider in my toilet, but not in this country. But in Switzerland, they're just kind of like house spiders that you know.
What country were you in?
Oh my god! It's
Moving.
not dead. It's not dead. I'm gonna. It's not that big, but it freaks me out. Look.
It's
Kick him
outside.
out. He's not welcome. Ask
It's
him
gone.
to leave.
It is gone, guys. I am freaking out. It has gone. Where is it gone?
He's outdoors as well.
I don't like that it's gone.
Spiders respond well to manners, so if you ask him nicely, he'll leave.
Excuse me, sir. Would you please mind just hurrying along, but not near me?
But he's gone.
What if he's falling near me?
James, you're giving me motion sickness. Keep your camera still.
That might be me because I took it off to show you a spider.
No, it's James. He's like all over the shop.
Dear spider, sir, could you please make yourself known to me so I can find your location?
It's not a seance. Don't get a spider Ouija board.
Dear spider, sir, would you please show yourself? Show yourself now.
So, Kate, are you going to tease what we've got in a few weeks' time? Have you still got all the guests?
All the Katies coming with Shed, so it's going to be mayhem. They're all coming to visit me, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm not sure if we need to take turns of you guys talking or just have you
Yeah.
all on camera.
Should we be
It's
different
chaos.
screens? That would
Well,
work.
yes, different screens.
No, that would be
That would work.
nuts. Maybe
If we all
two.
on different rooms and different screens, I think that would make it less chaotic.
How many in total? Like 4 or 5 of you?
64.
Maybe 2 screens, like 2 of you there and
There's
3
4
of
of
you there.
us. I would say separate screens are all going to talk over each other, and Munden talks all over people. I do it too, and you're quite good. You don't do it, Kev, but if we all get together, it's going to be chaos. So I think separate screens. We
I mean, it
control
might
this.
be one of those episodes where we have you all on, and after 10 minutes, if it's unmanageable, we might have to go, thanks for your guesting, and then cut you off, and then we'll do our own thing. It
Maybe-
might be unmanageable. But
Maybe you should give us like a project, like a film to watch or something to discuss. 'Cause that
Keep
is
the
on-
text.
there is 0 point because none of you will do it.
There might be. I'm just looking for what should we call this spider? When I was in the pandemic, I was living in a flat with like 3 guys that are really good friends, and one of my flatmates, he's a good friend now, went a bit crazy and he named a spider in his window called Mimi, and he used to talk to Mimi every day. And he told me that about every day about how Mimi is. But this spider's gone. Oh, that's a different bug.
Do you have weirder bugs over there? You okay? James, does this looks like bloody horror film again?
What is this? I am
Blair
genuinely
Witch
scared.
over there.
It's a bit worrying. Do you call it
Let's do
a
it.
Swiss Polizei?
No, I think it's just it's not a spider, but I'm really worried about where. Should we call him Simon? I don't know.
No, call him Keith.
Keith. He didn't respond to polite words, Munden. So what am I meant to do?
Oi.
I'm a lady. I don't use such language.
Okay, you son of a gun.
It's Tuesday.
Spell it with Keith. Fuck off.
There's a big bug on the charcoal. Do you want some charcoal?
I almost broke my neck this morning. I was on holiday and I went for a shower this morning and the window was open and I showered, grabbed my towel and my glasses were off, so I'm blind. I can see everything, but everything's blurry.
The glasses are off now. Can you see us?
I've got contacts. Just
Why,
because
show off?
you'll get shine of lights and shit off my glasses. Anyway, I got out of the shower. I took my towel off and this black blob jumped at my face
You can't call him that, Kev.
and I fell.
That's not politically correct. That's
I
so
thought
bad.
it was a spider because I couldn't see, but it was just it wasn't even a moth. It was like a butterfly, so it just went.
Sure, it wasn't your cat's butt, like coming back for more.
Could have been.
Wants to be blown again by you.
Stanley, my female cat, Stanley.
So what was it? Sorry, what was
It was just a butterfly, but it was just a black blob at my face. I thought it was a spider.
It didn't end well. Like it was
No,
like,
it's my towel. So I grabbed my towel off the back of the door and something jumped at me because I did it. And I was in like a wet room. It wasn't like a shower cubicle. It was like a big wet room. And I almost fell and broke my neck. It was fun. Great fun.
Well, I don't like that Keith's disappeared.
He'll be back.
He's that crafty little shit.
So
Lock your wallet in a drawer.
when you go to bed tonight, sleep with your mouth closed. Just advice.
Okay.
Keith
No,
likes
it's not.
it there.
I think Keith's going to live out here. I'll be polite to him.
Yeah.
So that's the best way to speak to a spider, is it, London? You just have to be polite.
Yeah, give them a really mundane name.
Okay.
They get so annoyed they just leave.
Oh, right.
Like, call the
get
next one Colin. They'll be like, fucking Colin. Fuck
Colin
shit,
is
I'm
my
leaving.
skeleton. Don't add mouth, Colin.
Or Malcolm.
Can we
Malcolm.
before
Boris.
we end,
Like-
can we see Colin again? Oh, wait a minute. Where's Regina? Where's Regina?
Oh,
Where's what? Sorry, you said first?
Oh,
Where's your Gina, did you just say? I was like, jeez, it's a podcast.
that I'm going to replace Barbara with. Basically, when I went to get my nails done, my friend's got a mannequin all the time, and I'm always really excited to see her because I miss Barbara. And I was telling her about Barbara and your podcast and everything. And I said, "Oh, can I take a photo?" Because my friends are doing take a photo with a mannequin. And then I went back to get my nails done the other day, and the mannequin was like nearly in the bin. And I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'll take that off your hands." So she's going to go in this corner here outside. She's going to stand here near Keith, if Keith comes back.
So Barbara, who is Regina, going to be next to
should
Keith the spider.
Or should I name her Barbara in Barbara's honour, or just have her as Regina?
I think it should
What
be.
about Babs?
I think
Babs.
I think it's your choice, but I don't think anyone can replace Barbara. So
No, she's got a special place in all of our hearts.
yeah, just realised that she was in a swimsuit bikini thing for years in the
With-
house, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she had like pubes made of like gaffer tape and a beard. And I remember when I got her, Barbara, she came in like a massive box that looked like a coffin. It was really like macabre. It was like huge, life-size, basically a coffin that's cardboard, and you open it and she's like...
Where did you get her? Because I have no idea where she. She just appeared in my house
or
one
something.
day.
I bought her online because I was doing an art project because I was strange and still am. And,
Brilliant,
yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
just brought us some laughs from that time. Then when I had to get rid of her, I had to drive her to the bloody tip. And I also had the skeleton to get rid of. And I looked insane because I had like these legs that I had to just stick, that were like sticking out my car. There was like skeleton arms, like a torso. And the men were just looking at me like, why? Like, is it a body? Like, I had these legs, body, some bones. And they just looked at me, oh, don't mind me. Just...
Yeah, I get asked that all the time when I go to skip. From what it's like,
Isn't it strange that
flip on a fiver, turn a blind eye.
that it was like a talking point in the house, like house parties for like a week, and after that, everyone just accepted
It
Barbara was
wasn't
part.
freaky anymore. Like, it used to scare me at night. And then I was just like, oh, she just lives here. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, she was just part of our world back then.
Yeah, remember that worrying moment when you almost fell in the bath?
I think Kate was there as well.
When I scared you?
Yes.
I remember that. I remember you hiding. I remember you telling me,
I
Madden,
thought
I'm
you were
gonna
going to
scare
die.
him.
I honestly thought you were going to die.
Oh, Kate sent me a photo the other day, I think, of that time, and I decided not to show you or put it up because it might be embarrassing. Maybe I'll find it.
I thought I killed you. When you fell in that bath, from the fear, I thought, right, I've committed a murder. I was already planning my escape.
Do you remember the picture you sent
That
her?
house was mental. It was just like Jackass, wasn't it? Just the stuff
Yeah.
we used to do in there. And then we were just like, one of us would suggest something like that day that you were like, should I set fire to my pubes? And we were like, yeah, it's a really good idea. Go ahead.
Yeah. Or should we set fire to my head? Yeah, great. Seems like a great idea.
Let's all set fire to each other. Let's do it.
Kev's just looking through his album of...
I'm looking for Keith. He's still not around.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, that's what an angel looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
Angel.
I mean, I'm not even laughing at the nakedness. I'm laughing at the floppy wings and just the casualty of it.
Oh, God. Jesus.
And there's Barbara for the listeners.
There was just no rules. There was no rules back in the day.
There were no rules.
There's the pubes.
Do you have a phase of your fashion that you're really embarrassed about? Like, one of mine is like when I had like purple and blue dreadlocks and massive.
Oh, yeah, mine is aged 5 to now.
Kate, you You had those dreadlocks. It was you and Heather that did those dreadlocks for
A download
download.
festival.
Yeah,
And then I had like big baggy. I used to wear like those tops with zips on them.
yeah.
Oh, mine continues. Mine continues to this day. I wake up in the morning, sometimes get dressed for work and be like, "What are you doing?" But I do it anyway.
I was on a TV show in the 90s.
But your face was blurred out. It was called Planet.
No, like
One of like a crime watch.
one of the guys at school, they got invited onto a TV show. It was a kids' TV show where they talked about the news, but for kids.
You met Jimmy Savile. This story ends in tears.
Yeah, I lost my virginity at a very young age, not to my knowledge though. But
Live on Crime Watch.
And it was, they were doing a topic on fashion, to go to Kate's point of fashion you're embarrassed about, and it had people dressed like Smart or people dressed like Chavy, and I had, remember the brand Fila?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I had a Fila puffer jacket, Fila
So did I.
poppers. Remember the poppers where you could just basically
Oh
be
my
naked in 10
God.
seconds?
Adidas poppers.
I had
Yep.
Fila trainers and Fila pants and Fila socks and Fila headband and a Fila like sweatbands, and they film me. I'm just like, yeah, you know, what's wrong with Fila? I just
Bet
like
you thought
Fila,
you were
man.
the coolest person ever.
And I was on TV. I was on Channel 4 TV doing that.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah, that was slightly embarrassing. But the fact is, I've still got the VHS tape upstairs, and it's literally him interviewing me going, "Why are you dressed like that?" I'm just like, "It's cool.
Because it's cool.
I'm cool as fuck. What are you on about?"
You like neglect. Right?
So funny.
So yeah, I'm very embarrassed about that. What?
Oh, I think I had a matching tracksuit that I used to wear everywhere and used to think I was so cool. Like I either dressed like an extreme alternative or really chavvy, and I thought that was like the best thing in the world, like matching everything. It's so cringe when I think about it.
I think I'd just moved to England, but I was still very Scottish. I was like 7 or 8. I had a very highly flammable shell suit of the Scottish football team, like full shell suit that zipped up to there.
Yeah.
And like, if you had a cigarette near you, which they did in the 80s and early 90s, it would just, I'd combust. It was great. I loved it. James still has shit like that though. That's the problem.
Yep.
Remember, like, why are we asking this question? Why are we embarrassed when there's a James here? Like, all through us knowing him, he just wore gold trousers
I
every
love
day.
that
Yeah.
though.
I still do that.
You should, I hope you still do.
And
Yeah.
leopard print t-shirts with your
Mhm.
gold trousers.
Yep. Just trying to look through my cupboard right here. Can't find anything off the bat, but it still exists.
And I think this was yours. There's a picture of me and Katie P. That was remember the white jacket that went like that and had tails.
Oh
like a
no,
tail?
that was mine. That jacket.
Was that
Yeah.
yours?
Brilliant.
Yeah, that was mine. I don't know why I had that.
That's me jumping on Katie P. wearing it.
Yeah. I love Shed's story about like when we were in Brighton and then we all like just dressed up one day. The next day after going out, we were all still drunk and like just for the sake of it, but loads of people thought that we were like doing some sort of like theatre thing. And then like this kid was like, "Oh, we were all in fancy dress," and we were like chicken hat, wings, in like headdress, everything, Spider-Man, and yeah, just
You're like, it's just Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's just Tuesday
Time
in Brighton.
before irony.
yeah.
Oh, I think everyone that is like late teenager, early 20s.
Oh my god, the bug is flying. Sorry, go on.
I think everyone should go to Brighton, spend some time there. I think it's eye-opening.
I used to love like living in Brighton. The weird things you see, like I remember one day, just like 200 people dressed as Smurfs walked down the street, and everyone was just like, "Oh, that's normal." And the zombie bike ride, the naked bike ride, not the zombie bike ride, zombie walk. So I'm very distracted by all the bugs. The spiders. Oh, I found Keith. Do you want to see Keith? He's back.
Let's see, Keith.
Right.
I think
I'll
the
show you
ring,
the two bugs.
light might be attracting them.
Okay, right. I'll turn it off selfie mode. Is this the right way?
Yep.
Okay, right. So this is the bug I've been freaking out that he's flying around. I think Keith is back here. There's Keith. Can you see Keith?
You've gone. Your video's gone for some reason. Oh, there you go. You're back.
Okay, right.
Now it's facing you.
That's Keith. Can you see him?
Oh my God.
He's a big bastard, and this is the one that's flying around me. So this, I mean, when you thought I was coming to a podcast, did you think you'd see such exciting bugs?
I didn't know we were getting extra guests. Keith is amazing.
Keith is
It's terrifying. I would need Keith to go before I went to bed, that's for sure.
The arachnophobia.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust Keith.
L'arachnophobie.
He doesn't listen to me talking polite. And what
Pretty sure he's carrying.
What I don't like about Keith is he's sitting there, right? And he's just like, mate, I'm just like not doing anything. I'm just chilling. But he's going to come out, crawl on my face in my sleep, and he's pretending.
With a knife.
He's going to stab me in my sleep. And he's pretending, right, that he's just chilling.
You'll wake up, you'll see your wallet just moving across the floor.
It's horrific. Like, he's pretending he's not awake, but Keith's going to murder.
And to be fair, Emmanuel Bonamy began from l'arachnophobie.
Stop flying thing.
Lying?
Play with bugs, not spiders, but this thing.
I think the lot of light in your room is definitely attracting those guys coming.
That's probably it. Duh.
Yeah, well done.
When I'm not in the room, I'm sat here. Right, do you know what I'm having? Some charcoal.
What?
Charcoal.
Oh,
Oops.
Got charcoal.
I have to just go off camera a moment.
is the charcoal religious?
The charcoal has Nespresso pads,
Don't get me started with religious stuff.
holy water in them.
Well, anyway, should we call it an evening because
I think I need to go to sleep. It's midnight.
quite a long episode, which is good. I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
We did talk about films a bit, right?
Films came up more than I expected.
Keith, sorry guys, but I do need to say we do need to end it. But Keith has gone again, and I'm really worried.
You need to turn the light off and run away. Go into a different room and then burn the room you're in.
I think I'm just going to burn my house down. But my parents are here, so I don't want to do that. I'll tell
That's
them
fine.
to evacuate.
It's fine, drag him out.
I'll get Emmanuel Bonamy to rescue me.
Yeah, give him a call. His number.
He's in space, I'm afraid. He's in space at the moment.
Oh.
Well,
Anyway, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to doing it when I'm accompanied by lots of Katies and a shed.
I don't know
Thanks
if
for
I'm
having me,
looking forward
guys.
to it, but I'm
Live long
keen.
and prosper.
Thank you, guys.
I didn't do it
Bye.
for enough. So bye.
Thank you, Kate.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for listening to Your Movie Podcast.